what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Rob DJ Ville. I'm back once again, continuing the series of foundational fragrances. Today we're going to touch on fragrances that can be like a signature scent or a fresh, clean type fragrance that would act as a great foundational piece for your collection if you're just looking to start off and build your collection. So first fragrances we're going to hit up that are fresh and clean. These are all Vetiver fragrances. Vetiver fragrances are some of my favorite fragrances, and they are typically versatile, typically very masculine. And I've got 3 different Vetiver fragrances that I think, depending upon where you stand, could be a great one that would work for you. So think about what I say with these fragrances and if the description fits what might work best for you and your collection. All right, so the first fragrance is a fragrance that a lot of people give a lot of praise to in the fragrance community because it's a great composition. It's very well executed and it works well. And that is Tom Ford Great Vetiver. All right, this is one of the best Vetivers in the game on the designer side, if you ask me. It's got clean, bright citrus. The Vetiver is clean. It's not that dirty, earthy Vetiver, but it's more of a classy, upscale Vetiver. This one works in a lot of different occasions. I think it works best in professional business type settings, but don't let me put limitations on that. You can rock this casual also. I just think it tends to shine more in a suit for a guy or when you're more dressed up. Definitely want to be fresh cut, fresh shave, you know, or if you got a beard, your beard trimmed up. But I think it's when you're trying to impress. This is a fragrance, in my opinion, that impresses, and I think it's a very well executed Vetiver designer fragrance, and this could be one that you can use as a foundational Vetiver for your collection. All right, so once again, Tom Ford Great Vetiver. It comes in the EDT and the EDP. This is the EDP that I have. All right, another fragrance that would work great that is a Vetiver is Guerlain's Homme Boisee. Okay, I know I probably mispronounced that. I always mispronounce the Guerlain fragrances, but this fragrance right here is a nice Vetiver. It's got a nice lime to this, and it's got a grassy type vibe. And this Vetiver fragrance, in my opinion, works best in the hot weather. Hot weather, this fragrance shines. This is a really nice warm weather Vetiver. It's clean, it's classy. Even though it's got a grassy vibe to it, it's got like a spiciness in the background that kind of balances it out. It's not a big spice, it's low. It's like a black pepper type spice in this fragrance, but it's very well balanced, it's clean, it's crisp, and I think it works in a multitude of settings. I think it's best for business casual to casual, but I don't like to put limitations on fragrances. This one is nice. Great price point. You can find it on a lot of discount websites. I highly recommend this one. This could be another Vetiver fragrance that will work in your collection. All right. Last for the Vetivers, or as Vetiver as the main note, is one from the house of Lalique, and this is Encre Noir Sport. This one is a little more daring. It's a sport fragrance. Anybody that knows Encre Noir knows that the original was a very progressive, forward type fragrance where the ink note was the most prominent note. This is a Vetiver-based fragrance. It's got the inky note from the original, but it's toned down quite a bit. It's got some fresh notes added. It's got some aquatic notes. For me, this fragrance works really, really well. As my body temperature begins to rise, it shines. I think this one actually works really good in a professional setting also. I've worn it casually too. It's different, it's unique, it's not the typical Vetiver, but it is fresh and clean. So this could be another fragrance you could have in your collection as a building block frag for the Vetiver. All right, so Encre Noir Sport. Price point on this is about $40, 40 to 50 bucks. You may be able to find it even cheaper than that. You may be able to find it like $30 flat, shipped. Just do your research, keep the eyes open. you can get this one, nice Vetiver frag, all right? This is one that suffered due to its two older brothers. It's a really nice frag, but because the two older brothers, you know, hit the scene so hard, so successful, this one is invisible. This one does not get props, but this is a nice, clean, sporty, almost like fragrance that I don't hear anybody talk about, and this could be a nice signature scent for somebody building a collection. This is YSL Homme Libre, all right? This has got violet leaf, it's got some pink pepper, it's got star anise, it's got basil. It's a really well done fragrance, and it gets slept on so much. I don't really understand it. I've been singing this fragrance's praise for a long time, and I think I see one other cat in the fragrance community talk about this fragrance, but for the new, you know, collector, the new fragrance lover, this is a nice fragrance that could be a signature scent that you can use as a foundational piece. You can have this as one of your first signature fragrances, and trust me, it smells good. It does garner compliments. I've gotten plenty of compliments wearing this fragrance. It performs well, and you know, it's a nice price point. It's a little bit more expensive than the, you know, well, not more expensive than the Tom Ford, but it's more expensive than the Guerlain and the Lalique fragrance. But this is one that you can have for about between $40 to $60 range, depending upon what size you pick out. But Libre by YSL is a winner, and this could be one you could have in your collection as a foundational frag, all right? Keep this one in mind. Guys, one of the best releases from the last few years, 2015 to be exact, is Dunhill Icon. This fragrance could definitely be a signature fragrance for you in your collection if you're building. This one has, in my opinion, a grape soda vibe. I know a lot of folks don't agree. Some folks say they think it smells like that, some don't. For me, on my skin, it has like a grape soda vibe. It's also got the pepper note, you know, which kind of balances this fragrance out. It's got the neroli. It's got a sparkle that I've always spoken about. It's got this really clean sparkle. Even though it's a linear scent and it doesn't really change or evolve, it's really a great smelling fragrance. I think it's a great fragrance for the office. I think it's a great fragrance for, you know, just casual. I really enjoy it. I highly recommend this one. This is a nice fragrance. It could be somebody's signature scent. I can't recommend this one enough. Dunhill Icon, and actually one of the best presentations in the game, period. So check this. I think you would really enjoy it. Dunhill Icon. All right, so next up is a fragrance that could easily be a signature fragrance for a lot of people, for masses of people, okay? This fragrance is based upon the best-selling men's fragrance, or one of the best-selling men's fragrances of all time, and that's Aqua di Gio. This is the new updated Aqua di Gio Profumo, all right? This fragrance pretty much keeps a lot of the original characteristics of Aqua di Gio, but adds some patchouli, adds some incense, and it's got a little bit more character now. It's not just the fresh aquatic fragrance. It's actually got a little bit of character, in my opinion, and I think this could be a really, really nice signature scent for a person starting off. I mean, it's all-purpose, works in every occasion. I wouldn't necessarily rock this to a formal event, but you could. But it's very, very, you know, all-purpose Swiss Army knife type fragrance. It performs well, and, you know, it's easy to find. I think most men would really enjoy this fragrance, and most women like this fragrance. So, Aqua di Gio Profumo by Giorgio Armani. All right, guys, last in the list is one I just picked up earlier this summer. It's from the house of Prada. It's Homme, okay? This is signature scent worthy. This could be a nice foundational piece. This fragrance is in line with the current trend of a softer men's fragrance. This is not going to appeal to everyone, so please take that into consideration. It's a very modern fragrance. If you like what's going on right now in men's perfumery, you're probably going to like this one. If you kind of don't like some of the more soft, some may even say feminine notes that exist or tend to pop up in a lot of the men's fragrances today, you may not dig it, but nonetheless, I do know this would be a great signature scent for someone. It's got iris, so it's got that lipstick note. It's got neroli, which keeps it on the fresh and clean side. It's got some amber in it that gives it the warmth. Got some other notes in it too, but you know, those are the notes that really stick out to me, and it performs well. I mean, I only hit myself with 3 sprays of this, one on the neck, one on the chest, and one on my left arm. And I went to church this morning and I was coming back and I could just really smell it bouncing off of my neck and off of my arm. And I was like, wow, this is really pushing. And you know, I didn't really spray a lot on. So it's a nice performance fragrance, and it does have a cleanness to it because of the neroli note. This is definitely signature scent worthy. I think a lot of guys would like it, but I have to preface the lipstick vibe, the iris vibe. A lot of guys don't like that because they look at it as being kind of feminine, and I get it. So if you are more inclined to more masculine fragrance that doesn't have any softer notes in it, this might not be the one for you. But if you're more progressive and kind of like what's going on with fragrance right now, you know, this is a great pickup for you. Prada L'Homme. All right, so that does it for these 7 frags, if I'm not mistaken. Please, guys, stick around. I'm going to be bringing one more round of videos in this series. These are going to be the Boisee sweet frags that I think are really dominating, you know, what's going on right now. And if you are wondering what would be a great one to have to start my journey off, you'll be able to get that info in that video. So as always, guys, thank you for tuning in and checking out the video. As always, like, comment, subscribe. Later.